1.1D is about getting introduced to graphing. So before we can graph any kind of line, we need to know how to plot a point. So it just says real quickly, with a single quantity, for instance, air temperature, how hot it is outside, is analyzed with multiple values, but it can be plotted on a number line, right? So today the high is 36, so you can have a number line and have a dot at 36, but this weekend it's supposed to be like a high of 6. So you can scroll down that number line and put a dot at 6. So since it's just one variable, one kind of concept we're talking about, it just needs a number line. But sometimes we need pairs of quantities, for instance, time and temperature. So if you guys ever look, like if you have a weather app on your phone, you can see that you have at certain times of the day the temperature or something else. So how do you plot that on a number line? You really can't. And so what we can do is we can do two intersecting numbers, one for the time and one for the temperature, and hence that's where the ordered pair comes from. Kind of a funny story about this, Descartes, or was the mathematician that came up with the Cartesian coordinates way back when, and he said he was laying in his bed sick one day and was watching a fly fly around on his ceiling, and his ceiling was made up of square tiles. And he realized he could come up with the location of that fly by counting 3 tiles down, 4 tiles over, like just like city blocks, not St. Louis city blocks, because those are not square. Has anybody been to Las Vegas? No? If you ever fly into Las Vegas, it is a very planned city, and they have those perfect square blocks where like St. Louis streets are like crazy. Same with Alton, I feel like it's the same way. So I just want to keep in mind, guys, when you do ordered pairs, the X, which is horizontal, is always listed first, and then your Y is your vertical, that's always listed second. Okay? So we're always going left, right first, up or down second. Another thing to keep in mind as we look at this, guys, is the 4 separate sections. The 4 sections are called quadrants. Quad meaning 4, okay? So we actually start in this quadrant. This is quadrant 1 because it's where both the positives are. Notice we have the positive X values and the positive Y values, so that's quadrant 1. And then we actually go the counterclockwise. So this is quadrant 2. So you'll want to label these, guys, because on your homework, this is what I was talking about. I went to go shorten the homework, but it's like quadrant 1, quadrant 2. You're just clicking real quickly, okay? But it's not actually on here. So quadrant 1, quadrant 2, this will be quadrant 3, and this is quadrant 4. Okay? So real quickly, let's plot these points. I only gave you one, and then I'll give you the other. So 2, 4 means we go to the right, 2 up 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And guys, we'll label that A. Is that okay? So horizontal first, vertical second. The next point I want to plot is -3, 4. We want to plot -3, 4. So go 3 to the left, but still up 4, and label that B. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so he's in quadrant 1 because he has both positive values. He's in quadrant 2 because he has a negative X and a positive Y. All right, C, let's do 3, -5. So we're going to go to the right 3 and then down 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that will be labeled C. So he's in quadrant 4 because he has positive X values but negative Y values. -2, -4 plops us into quadrant 3, where we're going to go to the left 3, and then, or excuse me, left 2, and then down 4. 1, 2. And we'll label that D. Is that okay so far, guys? I think typically we're all comfortable with it. Sometimes we have, not purposely, but have a little bit of dyslexia, and we might graph the vertical before the horizontal. Just pay attention. It's always X before Y. E and F are kind of different, and these are sometimes where I feel like are the hardest, even though they should be the easiest, are points on the axis, okay? So what if I wanted you to plot 0, 7? Where would he go?
Opposite.
What?
Wouldn't it be opposite?
Up 7, right? So he's on the y-axis there. So we're just going to go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and label him E. Okay, so since the first number was 0, that means we were not moving left or right. We weren't moving horizontally at all, but we moved up vertically. And then similarly, let's do F. -6, 0. What direction are we moving on that one? To the left 6. You got it. So we're going to move to the left 6 because that's our horizontal shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But since our vertical shift means 0, we're not going up or down. So that's on the x-axis. So that's the x-axis and the y-axis. All right. So you guys, I'm going to do it with you because technically it's the notes. But I'm sure on the back you could probably do all of these without me. So it's just the flip-flop, guys. On the back, they're giving us the points. And we have to come up with the quadrants, okay? Or not the quadrants, the actual coordinates. So like we're gonna do, I do it in order. A, where is he? He's 2 over, so we know our x value is 2, but he's not gone up and down, so our y value is 0. Is that all right? And I'm just gonna go, I think it makes sense to go alphabetically, right? We'll do B. B's right here, he's not moved left or right, so his x value is 0, but he has moved down 3, so we're at -3. C, sometimes the hardest part is just finding them. He's over here. We moved over to the left 2, so our x coordinate is -2, but we moved up vertically 3, so his y value is 3. D, where is he? He's over here. We moved to the right 1, so his x coordinate is a +1, and we moved up 3, so his y coordinate is a +3. E, where are we? There he is. Okay. We moved to the right 1, so his x coordinate's a +1, but then we moved down 1, so his y coordinate's a -1. F is hanging out over here. I don't know why I put equals out of nowhere. We went over 3, 1, 2, 3, so we're at -3, and then we went down 1, so we're at -1. And then G, where's G? Okay, he's right there. We moved over 2, so his x coordinate's -2, but we haven't gone up or down. Does that look right, guys? Oh, you can't see half of them. Sorry. Will you double check yours with mine? Because I could have done something wrong, too. Does that look all right? And again, it's hard.